The other day, I tried to do a live stream out in the Lanai when my friend Bill was here, and it came out terrible. I'm sorry about that. There was nothing I could really do. I don't know why it did what it did. It's never done that before, but and I could see that we were having trouble with the connection, and it was cutting in and cutting out. But I let it run anyway because that was the reason why is because that was the way we were going to let some of the viewers to ask Bill some questions, because I worked with Bill for many years when it was overnight and UPS took us over, and so there was those questions people may have, but basically he's big in the railroad. There's literally nothing about the railroad he doesn't know, and he's big into the model railroad. So I know there's a lot of people that watch that are in that model railroad, because I get questions about the model railroad club they have down here. And Bill has done work for other people literally around the world. They'll send him trucks, semi-trucks, and they want it to look like I don't know, I'm just going to say a CF truck, or they want it to look like the old cab over UPS day cab trucks. And he's big on the exact collars and the exact decals, and he makes it look exactly like that truck. I mean, right down to the fifth wheel. So he does a lot of good work, and he also does railroad cars that way. Everything from the caboose to the engine, and make it look exactly like what the car is supposed to look like. And it takes him a long time to get it done, but when he's done, it's from what I know about it's none better. And I do know he's done work around the world. I know for facts that he has done work for a guy in Australia. He sends him things, and Bill sends it back to him when he's done. And I think he's done things in Canada. I think he's done some work for people in Japan. And I don't even know where else, but I mean, he stays busy doing that kind of thing. So it's going to be a question and answer kind of thing, but the video quality was so terrible. You couldn't get anything done. You couldn't get through. And it's really disappointing to me because I knew that there was probably 15 or 20 people that had a lot of questions for him. And then also, my point of it was, because I got so many people that's interested in the villages and buying here and all this and that, I really never know all the things to tell you without questions. And he's an outside person looking in, and he's been coming down here now for 5 or 6 years. He usually stays at my house, him and his girlfriend, and it's an outside perspective of what he sees that maybe I wouldn't even think about, some of the good, some of the bad. Questions that you would have had maybe to ask him, and then he could have given you his point of view of it. I don't want you to just take my point of view of anything, because my point of view is just that, my point of view. I've never ever said the villages is for everybody, and it's not. And anyway, it didn't work out. So anyway, I did take a lot of video with the GoPro. At the same time, we try to do the live stream. I'm going to try to put it on. I'm going to edit some of it, try to leave it as raw as I can. The audio's a little off because I shut all the sliding doors, and it made a little echoey. The video's not the best quality because of the bright light, sunlight coming through the windows. It kind of made us look a little on the dark side, but it's okay. Strain your ears, and you can listen, take out information that's good for you. If not, just delete it. I don't know what to tell you. So we'll do the best we can do. Oh, by the way, to answer a couple of questions real quick, I don't have a P.O. box to send me anything. I'm not asking for anything. But I've had several people, and I don't know how many, but I'll say maybe a dozen requests saying they'd like to have my P.O. box, or they wanted to send me something, which I have no idea. And I'm not asking for anything, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. If I get one, I'll let you know. As of right now, I don't have one. I really never even thought about getting one, but if there's some interesting things you're wanting to send, then I'll see about getting one, and I'll let you know. But until then, let's get on with this video and see see how it turns out. Back to the Villages, and weather here is one hell of a lot better than it was up in Indiana. When I left up there, it was like 5 below zero. And this is my friend Bill. I worked with him at UPS Freight out of Indianapolis, and he come down with me in the car. I rented a car, and it was a lot cheaper to rent a car round trip than it was one way. Matter of fact, it was like 50% cheaper. So he come down and spend a week down here in a little bit warmer weather, and then he's going to take the car back for me, and that way he gets a little vacation out of it, and I saved $1 or $2. So this is Mr. Skirvin, and he lives in Indianapolis. And how long was you with UPS?
23 and a half years.
23 years. Now we left Indiana. What was the temperature when we were up there?
Well, it's around 8 or 9.
So when you come down to the Villages, you've been coming down now for
about 4 years.
3 or 4 years, right? And you've seen this place grow from just a couple of squares now to Brownwood and all the way over to Finney.
Yes.
We got that over there.
Yes.
What do you think of this place so far?
Oh, it's awesome.
What's the, of all the things you see around here to see and do, what would be, say, your top, I don't know, 2 or 3 things around here for a new person to come down that's never been to the Villages before? Because I've given my opinion, but I'm just trying to give an outside opinion here. Of 2 or 3 things around here that if they're coming down, say, for a week, and they're going to just kind of look around and see what they think, what would you recommend for them to do?
Well, you go to any of the squares, there's constant some sort of an activity to get involved with. In the evenings, you got your live entertainment, and just how friendly everybody is and how neat and clean this place is. It's just amazing.
It is clean, isn't it? You don't hardly see nothing. You don't see any bottles laying on the side of the road. You don't see any gum wrappers. You don't see any McDonald's cups laying around. And if it is, it's usually a contractor that's accidentally blowed out of their truck, and it ain't there very long until somebody comes along and picks it up.
Everything is neat and trimmed, and nobody's house is out of order. It's very nice, very amazing.
Very nice. The weather here in the summertime can get pretty drastically hot.
Yes.
And I know that some people have breathing issues and things of that nature. That could be an issue. But here we are, well, this is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Let's say Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's.
New Year's Eve, and the weather today, I'm not real sure what it is. I would say
mid-60s.
Mid-60s,
yeah.
High 60s, something like that. The sun's out. It feels very warm out to me. Matter of fact, I got a drone to try to get some pictures with my drone of some of the neighborhoods. I haven't flew it yet. We got it together. I've been kind of hesitant to fly it because I just got a feeling I'm going to crash it into a house or something. But we'll get it out, we'll play with it, and we'll see what's what. But right now we're getting ready to have some dinner, and we're sitting out in Lanai, and we're getting ready to watch an HBO show. And we just thought it'd be kind of fun, just let you guys know that I'm back. I am going to start doing some videos again. Sue's not here. She's still up in Indiana. She has some things she has to take care of for her brother that recently passed away. And I think her other brother, Mike, that come down from Rockford, Illinois, he's up there. I don't know if it's any warmer in Indiana than it was in Rockford, but I know they got some snow. You know how much snow they got?
Not offhand. 5 inches, maybe 6.
But totally, in like a 3 or 4 day span, it was like 3 and 4 different snows, wasn't it? So totally, they could have had as much as
8 inches, yeah. Probably.
8 inches of snow. I know when we left up there, we missed a bomb. They got another 4 or 5 inches, I think, like the night we left. So what we got here? We got a couple messages. It says Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year. Unfortunately, your video, I know it is. It's something to do with the internet connection here. I'm looking at it. It says bad connection. I don't know why it's doing it. There's nothing I can do. There's just simply nothing I can do except hope that whatever the problem is, it just straightens out. And I really shouldn't have a bad connection. Hell, I'm home. I got full bars. It's not a cloudy day. The only thing I can figure is maybe there's a lot of people here on New Year's Eve on the internet.
A lot of traffic.
Could be a lot of traffic, yeah. So I don't really know. I see it's reconnecting again. But anyway, I got the GoPro out also, so I'll edit the GoPro and I'll put it on YouTube also. Hopefully the GoPro comes out okay, because looking in the back of it, it looked like the lighting might be a bit dark because of all of this sunshine back here, and it's kind of making us look dark here. So, and I don't go out of my way to make professional videos. My videos are rough cut. It's mostly informational, and you live here, you see it one way. And when you're on the outside and you come in and visit, you see it a whole different way. And I was kind of hoping you might have some questions for Bill. But he's been coming down now for 3 or 4 years. He's been, dang, wanted to hear this. Well, I wanted to hear it too. He's been coming down for a while, him and his girlfriend, and when they come down, they usually have a good time. And I think he'd agree if I told you, when I've said, people say, well, where's the best part to live? There is no best part to live. There is no really better part to live, but what there is if you want to buy a house or a villa or whatever, that know what it is you want to do, that's really important to you to do, and that'll really kind of narrow down your house search of where you want to buy, because you want to be close to the things you want to do. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
If you want to go in a swimming pool, then you want to be fairly close to a restaurant.
Absolutely.
If you want to do water sports like a water volleyball, you want to be near a sports pool, and they are different. And I'm not near a sports pool. I can take a golf cart to one, but I'm not near one because I don't do it that much. But pretty nice place to retire, though, wouldn't you think?
Oh, most definitely. I'd recommend it.
I've had people ask me about golf carts. Are they really necessary?
Not really, but if you want to get around and see things without dragging a car around and dealing with a lot of road traffic, yeah, I'd rent one. There's plenty of places to rent them.
Right. You can rent them, and if you're here and you want to buy one, you don't need to buy a brand new one. You can buy very, very good used ones at less than half the price of a new one. A new one's going to cost you around, depending on what you get as far as options, I'll say $10,000 all the way up to $25,000 for a golf cart. And I've seen some really, really super nice ones for $5,000 and $6,000. So don't think you got to buy a brand new one if you don't want to. You don't have to. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, so actually if I had to do over again, I'm not sure I'd have bought a brand new one. But I did, but I'm not sure I would have done it if I could do it again. Different houses, different styles. Just, gosh, what do you say about that?
It's endless. It's endless.
I mean, how much you want to spend. That's really what it boils down to, is how much you want to spend. And anything from, I'll say 100 all the way up to 1,000,000. And that's in every neighborhood. And a neighborhood is called a village. That's really all it is. I'm in a Hillsboro neighborhood, but it's called the Villages of Hillsboro. And in our neighborhood is houses here from, I'll say 160 all the way up to 1,000,000. It's just whatever you want to spend. And every neighborhood's that way. You'll find $1 million houses in virtually every village, and you'll find lower priced houses in every village. So it's just a matter of where you want to be. You want to be near Lake Sumter, you want to be near Brownwood, you want to be near Spanish Springs, or you don't want to be near nothing. You don't have to be. You can buy a home up there at Village of Summerhill. They're not near anything. And there's some other ones up there that way. So it's just up to you what you want to do. What would you recommend?
I'd recommend, like you did for many, many years, is come down, rent, look around, see what you like, what you want. And then once you get closer to retirement age, or if you're already retired, look, see what your billfold will stand and take the plunge. And if you don't like it, a guy told me here a few years ago that, that when you move into the villages, you'll move 3 or 4 times before you get situated.
That is the rumor that the average villager here buys 3 homes. And not all at one time. They move, 2 times and then a 3rd time. And I'm on my 2nd home, and the truth is, my wife and I has actually talked about a 3rd one. So I'm beginning to think that that's true. And here's how it usually works out. You come down part-time, you'll buy a villa because they're very easy to maintain, and they're lower priced, and you're going to use them on vacations. And then you generally rent them out in the winter. So you buy a villa, then you retire, then you come down, you sell your stuff up north, then you come down. If you're going to be full-time, that is, you come down, You live in that villa and you decide it's not big enough for whatever reason. So you sell it. You buy your second home and you move in it. And then you might be in it for a while, and then, you know, somebody passes away. And once they pass away, the house is too big, and then you end up moving back into a villa again. That's the third house. And that's usually how it works out. So